Hi there! So, as you might have seen in the title, I am gonna renovate some coasters today. I bought this pack of coasters a few months back at a flea market, and I think I got them for about $1, so they were really cheap. But the condition they are in now are not that fine. They are very yellow in color, as you might see, and they are quite worn down. So, I have a plan for them. I'm gonna do some resin work, some sanding work, and some oiling, and give these coasters some new life. So, let's jump to the sanding. So, after a few hours of sanding, we are finally ready to oil these beauties. It took a while, but I'm happy that I'm done, and we can now start oiling with some walnut oil. So I'm applying a good and thick layer, and after a while I'm gonna come back and wipe off the excess. And I think I'm gonna do either 2 or 3 layers. I have to see how it looks after 2 and decide then whether or not I'm gonna take one last layer. And it seems like I got finished with the sanding just in time, because I just heard some thunder coming. Okay, so the oiling is done, and in total I put on 3 layers of walnut oil. And I really like the result. This piece really soaked in all of the oil I put to it, so it's full of oil and has gotten a much more beautiful color in my view, at least. And the coasters themselves has a much warmer color, and as you see, the grain really pops a lot more than it did earlier. So my thoughts now is to put together some resin and sand to make a kind of a concrete mix and make some beaches. And I really like this grain, so I'm gonna put beach where on the pale part. That way each coaster is also unique in the pattern, not only the color of the water, but the whole coaster will stand out by itself a little bit more. I'm gonna use this sand on the beaches, which is the same sand that I used on my recent project making a holiday memory, or a beach paperweight, you could also call it. And that video will be linked up in the right corner, and this is actually sand from Cape Verde. So I'm just gonna start mixing the resin. So I struggled a little bit with how to get the sand properly onto the coasters. I tried some techniques, but in the end I figured out that the best way for me was to use my fingers. That way I could get the sand nice and flat and even it out throughout the coaster. Okay, so our concrete coasters have been laying around drying for quite a few days now. I've had something else to do, so they are definitely dried the whole way through. And here's all 5 of them looking good. And we are now ready to use this little rainbow of colors to make some magic water. Let's call it that. So we got purple for one of them, blue, green, red, and lastly we got yellow. So one color for each of these coasters. So first thing first, mix up some resin. If you are feeling that the color of the resin are a lot stronger now than when I mixed them, you are absolutely correct. To make the color really pop on the coasters, I had to mix in quite a few more drops of color to really make it stand out. Okay, so now we just gotta let it dry and wait for tomorrow. 24 hours has gone by and the resin has dried. As you can see, they turned out quite beautiful, although the resin seeped a little into the sand, or quite a lot, but I don't think that made too much of a difference. I didn't expect it, but probably I should have. Anyway, I think they look cool, so here's a closer look. The green one turned out pretty nice, the red one as well. A lot of colors seeped out of the red one, more than the others, but it's still pretty unique and nice looking. The purple one, that kind of turned out brown more than purple, but anyway, it stands out compared to the others, so yeah. Anyway, yellow, very yellow in color. I think that turned out really nice. And last one is the blue one, the actual sea color. So we got our magic beaches. Okay, so we got our magic beaches ready, and the last step for us now with the resin is to apply a top coat to protect the colors and the sand. So let's just jump to it. Okay, so that's all of them. They have gotten their last coat for protection, and now we just need to wait. So we are all done, and the coasters came out really nice. I quite like them and I hope you do too. I hope also that you liked the video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. A bell icon and a share would also be really appreciated. That would make you totally awesome. So I will leave you with some pictures I took of these fine coasters in the sun. So thank you, and I see you next week.